Okay, we're joined now by San Jose State head coach Jamie Craighead after the Spartans' 62-56 loss to Santa Clara. Coach, can you start us off with an opening statement?
Obviously a pretty competitive game. The stats are pretty close. I just thought they hit a few more shots in times where maybe we cut it to a possession and then they extend it back to 2 possessions, and we weren't able to cut their 3 possessions down to 1. And if we could have done that there at the end, then we can play it out. We don't have to foul. You don't have to use your advances and potentially, put it in the hands of the officials. But ultimately, I thought it was a pretty evenly matched game. Obviously, the few second chance points that they got were a few more than we got. And we couldn't seem to keep the game simple when that's really what it required.
Open up for questions.
Coach, obviously the record's not what you want it to be, but there's been a lot of tight games recently. Do you think that helps your team playing some close games against good teams?
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen a lot of different teams. Some teams with size, some teams that zone, some teams that man, some teams that are athletic. So it's preparing us for the gauntlet of the Mountain West Conference. Obviously, we would like to win more than we've lost, but I'm trying to focus on our team just getting better and improving, and I thought that we've done that over the last few weeks. And with this being in our finals week, we got pretty decent practices out of them, which can be really hard. They stay up late studying, and I thought ultimately the effort tonight was there. We just couldn't execute when we needed to a couple times, or didn't hit a couple shots that we needed to, and they made a few more plays than us.
The shooting was pretty much even for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Rebounding was the difference.
Yeah, it might have been. I really think that when it's even like that, you have to look at the game and see where did their scores come. And again, there were some runs that we needed to go on, and we really couldn't go on a run. They hit a couple threes in the corner on this overload action that we have defended a number of times and defended it really well, and we got caught inside instead of getting around the post and getting out. And I thought that the 2 threes that were hitting that corner kind of seemed to be those shots that I keep looking back to, and if we could have eliminated that and maybe scored on the other end and tie it up, maybe we could have gotten a different outcome.
I asked the ladies when they came in earlier, played very well at Colorado, played well at Nebraska. Fourth quarter was the difference. Did you plan to run your defense the same way tonight, where I know on the road you weren't as concerned on the offensive glass, get back and play defense? Was that kind of the same thing here a little bit?
No. I think that for us, though, we weren't seeing that there were a lot of holes that we could attack offensive glass-wise, and I thought that there were a few more that we could have gotten, and it would have been important. This team doesn't want to run. I mean, I think those fast break points are probably generous. I don't know that we gave up too many fast break points. It was really a chance for us that we should have probably gotten a few more offensive rebounds. And Sid, when she was in that high post, I thought instead of attacking her shot on the shot, I thought she could have had a putback. She headed backwards, and they got those. But for the most part, we just hit some shots that Maya got it going, and if she could have hit a few more, had a few more people that could go in there and hit those, that would have helped. But it was just a really tight game down the stretch.
Can you talk a little bit about Maya and how her game has developed this year? She was out of position last year.
Yeah.
She's really starting to step up. The stuff that I think you might have seen from her when she was in high school.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, probably more. Maya wasn't someone that really – she was kind of one of those kids that was going to give you 10 and 10 and 10. And I think this is like her third double-digit above 15 or something. She's starting to step into her own. And what was she, 8 for 11? That's pretty high shooting percentage. So we knew she's a player that we can put in the middle of a zone, and we feel really confident about her abilities. And in their 2-3 zone, they don't bring the middle up. She stays back at the rim. So there was that gap all night. And again, if we could have just kept the game simple, I think sometimes the game is too simple and then players try to complicate it. Just throw it to the high post. Just throw it to the high post. Maya, if it's there, just face up. You don't have to turn it into a different shot. One time it was a floater falling away. I'm like, God, we don't have to shoot that. But obviously that's experience, and I think that they're getting that. And I think that, for her, she's really coming into her own offensively.
24 buckets made, 19 assists. Pretty happy with that?
Yeah, sure. 27 would have been nice because we needed a few more to go. We needed a few more threes. I thought that we passed up. We ran a play there at the end where I thought Megan could have hit that three up top when Sid screened in the zone, and she reversed it to Maya, who then also passed up a wide open three, and we needed to hit that and cut it to a 1-possession game. Then it goes back to a 2-possession game. But I thought that someone like Megan, like, those are the things that she has to start to understand. Like, when we draw your number, like, you've got to be willing to shoot that shot, and Maya has to be willing to shoot that shot too. So those are things we can improve on, and I think that helps us as we go down the stretch of Mountain West.
Were you pleased, first time I think in 4 games, that MK was back and the effort that she put out?
Yeah, and like, she's got to, get back in the flow. She was 3 for 5. She hit a couple shots in the middle of that zone. Everybody needs to rebound more. We say that if you play 4 minutes, you have to average at least 1 rebound every 4 minutes. And I don't think that's asking a number that's astronomical. And we're not getting that from everyone. I thought Sid should have been more aggressive on the glass, and I think MK could have too in those 14 minutes. She's really going to have to rebound for us.
It seemed to me that Santa Clara at times was pretty physical. Were you surprised how few times both teams went to the line?
It was 0-0 at half. I didn't realize that. They played their zone really wide in the passing lanes to protect that three-point line and to not let our shooters really get easy looks. And I think when your big doesn't come up and you're really kind of just saying go ahead and throw it to the high post, there's just not a lot of fouls. I thought we did a good job of not being overly aggressive and putting them on the free throw line. That's something that we're trying to work on in our defense. But there were a few times where I thought, a call could have gone here or there, but that's the game. And definitely wasn't why we lost.
And Annalise Benally, 9 points, scored 3 buckets from the field, not from the three-point line. I don't think she's ever done that. I don't think she's ever made 2 in a game. She's normally a three-point shooter. How big was it that, she's helping you out in other ways? Yeah,
she kept playing, and Annalise is a really smart offensive player, and she saw that when she was in the corner, if she kind of cut to that short corner spot, she had that nice little floater, and she has more to her game than just the three-point line, but we have to sometimes convince her of that. But I was pretty proud of her performance and how much she kept playing and battling through, and I thought she did some really good things for us.
Rosie, 2 quick fouls, that kind of hurt, but, again, you see glimmers of what she can do. Can you talk a little bit about getting in foul trouble and then, being able to play through it?
Yeah, it would be really nice if we could really get our rotation is starting to play out, right? The minutes you're starting to see are more and more even in terms of who's going to play and who's going to probably be the role player. And I still think that it's pretty tough that Rosie's playing the 1 and the 5, and she's at her best offensively at the 1, and she's at her best defensively probably when she's inside. So we're working that she can play both the 1 on the one end and then play the bottom of the zone on the other end. But her foul trouble, when she stays out of foul trouble, she can be so much more aggressive and obviously play more minutes. I thought that she did a good job on the road, and I thought one of hers was a pretty interesting call, and they go those ways sometimes, and it seems like everyone's got her number right now. I don't know if it's a freshman thing, just call fouls on the freshmen.
And it seemed at times, and it might just have been the point in the game and the score, the team was playing fast with Rosie at the point.
Yeah, I mean, the ball's going to go faster with Rosie, and to be honest, our point guard should have been taking outlets at half court. I mean, I don't know why our point guard would stand on the baseline when they're literally sprinting back and at the three-point line. And you don't have to dribble up the court. The pass is faster, and obviously Rosie can move a little bit quicker. But I thought that we kind of shot ourselves in the foot in terms of getting any type of break action because of where we were taking our outlet instead of extending the court. But Rosie obviously has wheels, and you guys can see that she's starting to piece it together. And I hope that she's ready for conference because that'll be the real test.
Any other questions for Coach? Coach, thank you very much. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Okay. We're joined by student athletes Sydney Lewis and Fiamea Hafoka after the Spartans fall to Santa Clara 62-56. We'll open it up for questions.
Shooting was pretty much even between the two teams. The biggest difference I found was rebounding. They had 14 offensive rebounds. Do you think that was the difference in the game?
Yeah, for sure. If we just boxed out our area, then I think we would have limited that a lot. So.
Yeah, like she said, rebounding, especially for second chance, it kind of messes up the game plan. So that was clearly a factor.
Other than that, defensively, I thought you guys played great. You guys had forced 19 turnovers from them, but not a lot of points were scored off of them. Do you think? What do you think you guys need to do in order to take more advantage of turnovers?
I think we just need to relax and use the clock more, see what we have, share the ball, move the ball.
Yeah, if we don't have like a fast break off of a turnover, we tend to panic and just try to go, and then it kind of gets back to them. So after a turnover, we just need to settle and run a play and get a quick score. I think that's what we need to work on.
You guys touched on ball movement a little bit. It seems like you guys have improved on it as the season's gone on. You had 19 assists as a team today. Do you think you guys have been gelling more as a team and improved the ball movement?
Yeah, I think just because like we know where everyone's gonna be, we know their strengths. So like the 3-pointers, the 2s, we know they're gonna be on the 3-point line. Like the 4s, they're gonna be on the post or like the sideline or whatever.
Yeah, and we work on one more passes, we like to call it. So if you don't have the shot, look for your teammate, and that's usually the open one. So.
Man, it looked like at times the offense was sputtering and then started to feed you in the high post and things started to happen. Is that something that JC said to start doing, or is that something y'all just... I mean, at one point, was that the focus?
Oh yeah, that was the focus. Just because that their center wasn't coming out on top of me, and I had to hit the shot, and then if they came up on me, I had to dish down to like the 4 or move the ball around.
Yeah.
Said tough day shooting.
Yeah.
Was there anything that they were doing, or?
Honestly, no. It wasn't really anything that they were doing. I was just, after I missed the shot, I kind of just got in my own head and like didn't get it back in a sense. Like I didn't get a good defensive possession, so I think I just need to work on that more. If I'm not really scoring on the offensive end, I need to make sure my defense is great. I got to work on that.
Couple tough games on the road, played well, I think, certainly in Colorado. Nebraska, that was a tight game until the fourth quarter, and I think their size, really beat us. And then playing well for this game. Is that momentum that you guys can build on, do you feel?
Yeah, for sure. Just getting better every game, learning, going to practice, practicing hard.
How much I'm sorry, Sid.
Yeah, I was just agreeing. Yeah.
How much did it help kind of inside getting MK back?
It was good because she's physical, she's strong, and that draws a lot of attention to her, which opens me up in the middle and opens up like the bigs. And
Yeah, as she said, the physicality of her helps, especially when we play against bigger people.
And May, you're obviously feeling more comfortable from a year ago.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The shots are there. You're starting to knock them down and starting to score consistently in the double figures. Is it that switch back to the wing from the trail post?
Yeah, and then I think just like at practice too, everything starts from practice. So just like being confident in practice, taking the shots, like game shots, and then it will lead over to practice. So getting in the gym, I guess you could say.
And then I guess at times, how fun is it to see an inbound pass to Rozzy and she just goes coast to coast, weaves in and out, and goes right by everyone.
That's her game.
Yeah,
man.
That's truly her game, and she's very aggressive. And when she does get in the paint, she's starting to figure it out and convert more. So that's helpful, and because she plays different positions, so it's kind of hard for her, especially being a freshman. But she plays all positions well, and at the one, like the coast to coast, when you inbound, when coach says go, she goes. So
24 buckets, 19 assists. Things are starting to click a little bit.
Most definitely.
Yep.
Anything else? Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank
you.